All right, founders, let's get right into it. We're talking about scaling your outbound. This isn't going to be some fluffy strategy session. No, this is a sharp, no-nonsense playbook to help you do it the right way.
So you're trying to scale your outbound, right? Things are kind of working, you've got some traction, and now you're thinking, it's time to pour some gas on this fire. More leads, more pipeline, that's the dream.
Okay, I'm going to tell you to stop. Just stop. Because I'm willing to bet you're about to do it all wrong. In fact, the way most founders try to scale is the exact reason their entire outbound engine just sputters and dies.
Let me paint a picture for you. And it's a bit of a horror story, really. We worked with this Series A SaaS startup. Great team, solid product. They decided, hey, it's time to go big. So what'd they do? They went from sending 100 emails a week to 2,500, pretty much overnight. And what do you think happened? Well, the very first red flag was their open rates just fell off a cliff. We're talking a 40% drop. Boom. All those carefully written emails weren't even being seen. And replies? Oh, they went to zero. A big, fat zero. Can you even imagine that? Sending thousands and thousands of emails and all you hear back is crickets. It's brutal. And then came the knockout punch. Their domain health totally flagged by spam filters. So what started as a big growth play turned into a 5-alarm fire drill. They weren't scaling, they were self-destructing.
So how do you avoid that trap? How do you not end up like them? You scale smarter, not just harder. And the solution is a framework I absolutely live by. Crawl, walk, run, scale. Think of this as your roadmap to predictable growth without setting your own house on fire.
The progression here is just plain logical. First, you crawl. That means you're doing things manually. You're validating who your ideal customer is and what message actually connects with them. Then you learn to walk by adding in some basic automation. After that, you run. Now you're layering in other channels, maybe some AI. And finally, you scale. That's the whole shebang, fully orchestrated dynamic workflows. And look, your tech stack grows right along with you. When you're crawling, a simple CRM is fine. When you walk, okay, you add a sending tool like SmartLead. But here's the key. Notice how, when you get to run and scale, you're not just adding more horsepower, you're adding brains. You're adding intelligence with data enrichment tools like Clay and other dynamic platforms. Okay, so this is probably the most crucial question in this whole thing. How do you know when you're actually ready to move from one stage to the next? Because rushing this is exactly how you end up in that horror story. So this is your readiness test. Time for a real gut check. And I need you to be brutally honest with yourself here. No BS. If you can't give a hard yes to every single one of these questions, you are not ready to advance. I'm serious. Don't do it. Go back and fix the foundation first.
All right, here are the non-negotiables. Number 1, are you getting consistent positive replies? Not just opens, but actual positive human replies. 2, is your domain health solid? No major balance issues, not getting flagged. 3, is your CRM actually clean and, usable? And 4, do you have at least one channel working reliably before you try adding another one?
And let's double-click on that first one, the replies. Here's your benchmark, 10%. You need to be hitting a 10% or better positive reply rate. Not open rate, not click rate. I'm talking about people writing back saying, hey, this is interesting. That's the metric that proves your message is landing. You have to hit this before you even think about adding more volume. So let's assume you've passed the test, you're ready. What does scaling intelligently actually look like? Well, let me tell you, it's not about buying a bigger list and mashing the send button. It's about layering in automation that makes your outreach feel more human, not less. This is what separates the pros from the amateurs. The pros enrich their data, so they actually know who they're talking to. They use intent triggers, like someone visiting your pricing page, to time their outreach perfectly. They let AI handle the grunt work, maybe drafting personalized intros, but a human always reviews them. And they coordinate their channels, so the email and the LinkedIn message feel like part of one connected conversation. And does this stuff actually work?
Absolutely. Here's the proof. We saw an HR tech company do this right. They layered in data enrichment and smart automation, and the result? A 42% lift in positive replies, with zero, and I mean zero, damage to their sending reputation.
Now for the most important technical piece of this puzzle. You can have the best messaging in the world, but if your emails are landing in spam, you don't exist. You're invisible. You need to burn this checklist into your brain. Use and rotate multiple domains.
Authenticate everything, SPF, DKM, DMARC. These are non-negotiable. And always warm up a new domain for at least 2 to 4 weeks. You take shortcuts here, you will get blacklisted. End of story.
And keep a hawk's eye on your bounce rate. The second it creeps above 2%, you stop, you pause your campaigns, and you clean your lists. This is your early warning system. You ignore it at your own peril. I really can't stress this enough. Treat your sending domains like gold, because they are. If you burn them through carelessness, you're not just burning a domain, you're burning future pipeline and wasting a ton of time.
Okay, we've covered a lot. The trap, the framework, the tactics. Now, let's make this real. Here is exactly what I want you to go do this week. 3 simple steps. First, audit your current process. Where are you really on that crawl, walk, run, scale framework? Be honest. Second, pick just one new lever to test. Maybe it's data enrichment. Maybe it's adding LinkedIn. Just one. And third, measure what actually matters. Positive replies, meetings booked, and pipeline created. Forget the vanity metrics.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a hard look at your system. Is it thoughtfully designed to scale with intelligence and relevance? Or is it just a volume machine that's waiting to break? The choice is yours.